Well, hey guys, welcome to this week's diary. I think it's been actually a couple of weeks since the last one. This one's a little bit different because I got to run a few errands today. So I guess I can take you on a diary adventure to talk about, stuff that's been going on, as well as stuff that is coming up. I guess one of the major things to start off with is I'm going to kind of upgrade on the quality of these vlogs. So I'm committed to continuing doing vlogs. I'm here on the program, unless I get turned, which I don't see happening, until the 4th of January. So there'll be plenty more like American, especially Florida-centric adventures coming up. I guess also mostly Disney to some extent as well. Throwing in there some college program activities. So I've still got the tour of Flamingo Crossings East coming up. I think that is being released on Friday. Just had the Easter one drop yesterday. Or I guess the day before yesterday, depending on, whenever you really get around to watching this. Today I was actually going to go to Universal with Carlos, but the weather had other ideas. So it's just going to be rainy and thunderstormy all day today. And most the roller coasters shut down in that sort of weather, especially with the high winds. So yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, so the quality of the vlogs will be going up. So I'll let you in on a little bit of a secret. I'm slowly building a collection, and here is the collection so far. So obviously there's a couple of batteries here. One will also be coming with the camera. Couple of lenses there, so it's 16 to 35. So this one will be the primary daytime vlogging, and then back here we've got here a 20mm 1.8, so that'll be for nighttime. And then of course the Bluetooth controller and a couple of ND filters there. And of course a nice 256 high-speed card. So the only thing that I'm waiting on now is the camera itself. For the past few months I've been tossing up whether to get an FX30, a ZV-E10, but then just the other week Sony announced that they will be launching the ZV-E1, which is basically a hybrid between an FX3, an A7S3, an A7R5, and an FX6 really. Uses the same sensor that's in the FX3, A7S3, and the FX6. So it'll be really good for low light vlogging. I mean, this iPhone has been good, but it is first and foremost a phone. So it does get hot while I'm recording, but then I also have to still use it as a phone. So there's be times when I'd be recording and the battery would just die really, really quick. Let's take the elevator while I'm vlogging because no one wants to see me panting down the stairs. So that's been a real issue. So I at least want something that I can use as a phone and then have a camera separate, so I still have that battery life throughout the day. I mean, there are recharging options, but
That's what she said.
Well, delivery's all wrong. She's butchering it.
they're really not that adequate, especially when I'm using the camera to vlog. Ooh, that looks sinister. Especially when I'm using the camera to vlog. As well as when I'm using the phone to vlog, as well as a phone. So it's good to have something that does one of each. That and the low light capabilities on this aren't too crash hot either. So that will hopefully be here by the first week of May. And so in saying that, I'm also on this diary here announcing that after the tour of Flamingo Crossings East, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from vlogging, not only to, you know, have some time for myself to recharge and not have to worry, oh crap, I haven't put out a vlog yet. So I'll be getting all my new vlog elements together. I've been the last few months learning how to use Final Cut Pro, which is why they really haven't had much of the original character that my vlogs that I edited on Premiere have. So I'll just be buying a few effects packs, transition packs and that sort of thing, and just learning how to use those so that I can infuse more of my character back into my vlogs again. That has kind of, for me, been missing. Yeah, so I'll be spending the next few weeks doing that. Yeah, so then hopefully I can get back on track in creating more entertaining vlogs of that nature. Another thing that I guess I kind of covered on a previous vlog, I bought a car. Hence, I guess, why I'm in a car park and not heading to the buses. But don't worry, for those who are following along on the college program, I'll still be covering more on the buses as the year progresses. Just right now, I'm enjoying driving, having the freedom to be on my own, doing my own thing. And let me introduce you to the hotness. Straight up, one of the coolest things about Florida, well, some states in America in general, is you don't have to have a front number plate. So if you have a flat space at the front of your car, you're free to basically put whatever you want there. So I've taken the advantage of putting a nice vintage Magic Kingdom license plate on the front. And here it is. It is a 2017 Ford Focus. So I bought the sedan, not the hatchback. So the basically, I guess, three primary things that I looked at when purchasing this car was, one, it had to have CarPlay. I cannot survive without CarPlay anymore. Two, had to have cruise control, and three, it had to have an electronic speedometer. And when this one popped up, it's very familiar. It's very similar to the car that I have back at home. So there was no learning curve on how to be able to use all the buttons and knobs and that sort of thing, though it is seriously lacking a lot of the features that I've grown accustomed to, such as push button start. I'll keep getting in the car and throwing my keys in the cup holder and going, why isn't there a button there? It has reversing sensors, it doesn't have front sensors, so I need to remind myself where the front of the car is every now and then. But other than that, it's a really nice car to drive. I did have a bit of a hiccup the other day, driving back from Universal Studios, where it just all of a sudden stopped in the middle of the highway. Well, it conked out, so I managed to glide it about a mile down the road and then just pulled off to the side. AAA guy said it was the alternator and the battery. Thankfully, the tow truck guy had a friend who had the same car and had an inkling that it would be the same issue that his friend had, and it turned out it was true. Even though the fuel gauge said I had 10 miles of fuel left, I was bone dry and completely out of fuel. So yeah, that was an interesting night. So signed up to the AAA for nothing, because afterwards I realized that my car insurance actually came with roadside assistance. So there we go. I mean, I'm still going to be a member of AAA because they get some cool discounts on other things. So yeah, that's a benefit there. But yeah, it's a really nice car to drive. also ended up being cheaper. So I did a few calculations. I think I said this on the previous video. So basically, sometimes in one day to do what I need to do can sometimes cost me anyways of upwards of $100 US. And that's just for a day of Ubering. For example, that would be to a mall and back, and then that would be then to the shops and back, like just to some local shops. Being in a tourist area, Ubers are a little bit inflated, the costs. So yeah, there is a hefty price there. And public transportation here in this side of Florida is horrid. Flamingo Crossings do supply buses, but the buses to the shops only run between like, I think it's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's not really conducive for me because I work in the afternoons, and during the week it's just the one super target, and then on the weekends it's basically to the local target and cast connections and property control. So yeah. Anyway, I need to head to work, to the Magic Kingdom to return some costume items so I can get some other costume items. Summer is coming. With that comes rain. I'm still not going to wear long pants because it gets hot. With that, I mean, the other week it rained, and it was so good that it rained because it was so hot. The rain itself was warm, which was really cool. And then, yeah, it just dried. Probably about an hour and a half later, I was completely bone dry again, and that was nice. Whereas the other night, it was cold, the rain was cold. It's, yeah, if it's hot and it's raining, it's fine. If it's cold and it's raining, yeah, it's not so good. Speedway is one of those attractions where a lot of how you feel at work comes down to how the weather is. So yeah. All right, off to work, and then off to somewhere else. And I'm pretty sure this is actually all that I can show you of the backstage areas of Disney World is the car park, because basically this is publicly accessible area. So just bear with me a moment, I'll pop in and I'll be back. Well, it doesn't appear as though there are any car parks near costuming, and I'm not prepared to walk through the rain today. So I guess it's on to Walmart we go to do a bit of light shopping. I like my days off. Days off are good. Usually go to a park today. I was meant to go to a park today with Carlos, but that didn't happen because, yeah, the weather was just so horrible. And still, it's continuing raining. 3 hours after we were meant to leave, it's still raining. So I guess we kind of made a good decision on that, not going. But yeah. And I feel sorry for anyone who's working Speedway today because it must not be fun. It's cold and it's rainy, and as I said before, that's when it's not fun. But the program itself has been, yeah, it's been good. I like my roommates, Zed, so a new French girl came in a couple of weeks ago, so now we've got Norway, France, Puerto Rico, and Australia in the one apartment. So that makes things fun. I like it. It's fun. Everyone brings their own personality and their own, distinctness to the apartment, which is cool. Work itself at Tomorrowland Speedway, it's been good. I'm starting to get into the role of things. I'm actually starting to enjoy what I do. I know there's plenty of other attractions out there which would probably be a lot more prestigious to work at, but the freedom that you're given at Tomorrowland Speedway is is quite good, and the crew there are an amazing bunch of people who I admire quite a bit. They're a really fun bunch of people. So if any of you are watching this, thank you for being such great people. So I guess that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this diary. Was the days of vlogging on the iPhone are coming to an end. I have a car now, which I can much easier travel around in and not be beholden to overpriced Ubers, Lyfts, and the barely existent transport that is provided. So yeah, definitely once I have the new camera, there'll be many more adventures coming. There'll be one final vlog in this series, which will be the tour of East. In fact, there might actually be one more. I'm not too sure yet, because there's a program celebration coming up. Whether or not I actually get time off to go to that, I'll cover it if I do. If I don't, so I don't want to promise there's going to be another vlog when I'm not sure there is. But that's like right at the end of April. So I'll be spending this next time just, now that I know what camera I have, the possibilities of what vlogs I can do with that camera, we'll definitely be, I'll spend the next couple of weeks just sitting down, working out, actually organizing vlogs so they just don't feel rushed or on the fly or completely unorganized. That's what these ones are for. These diaries are just for basically the verbal mastication that comes out of my mouth, for lack of a better phrase. Free flowing thoughts, and very rarely edited. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure there was something else that I wanted to say. But I can't remember. If there is, I'll write it down and I'll include it in the next diary vlog. So these vlogs will keep going, because these are easy, just talking to a camera. Doesn't take much. Yeah. I'm tired. Working nights and then trying to get stuff done during the day. Some days it gets to you. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to probably spend the whole day asleep. I'm going to take some nice happy pills and just sleep the whole day. Because I think the weather's pretty much the same again tomorrow, so not much that can be done tomorrow. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for following along on my diaries. I know they're not as glamorous as my main channel videos, even the worst of my main channel videos, which if you haven't checked out, the last one was Easter eggs at the Disney resorts, and then the next one, I think, which will come out pretty much about the same time as this one, is my quick impromptu trip to Universal. And that one's a pretty rushed and on the fly one. I'm like, oh, I'm at Universal, I should probably vlog this. Whereas the next few, once I have the camera, will be a bit more better planned out, produced. I'll actually probably script them as well to an extent. I'm not like a line for line scripter. I'll, a few dot points, things that should be covered. And that'll be good. Having a phone so I can not stop recording and, open up another app, check my notes, close it again, that sort of thing, which is kind of why I've stopped it. I do have like a teleprompter app on my phone and on my iPad, but the video quality when recording using that isn't too crash hot, especially when you're doing it on the same device. And I left my my actual proper teleprompter back home, which is why these diaries seem a little bit more disorganized as well, because even back then, some of my diaries, when I speak to the camera, it would all be scripted and I'd be reading it as it comes along. Whereas these ones are just, what is it, a conscious flow, unconscious flow? I don't know. I can't remember what the phrase is. And I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers that just misuse words, whether unintentionally or intentionally. I'll let you know if I don't know what the word is. I don't know what that word is. Yeah, so, it's there, it's right there. But anyway, well, thank you for, as I said, thank you for following along. These vlogs will keep going. The other ones will, as of this week, cease for a few weeks and then continue on. Probably the first video will actually be recorded on this. I'll do my first main channel unboxing, because I'm actually pretty excited about this camera. All the reviews that I've seen, all the YouTube videos have all been very positive. They all talk about overheating, but that's for continuous recording like this. I'm not going to record 8 minutes straight on the other camera. It's usually going to be 2 minutes here and there, and in the Florida heat it should be fine. But yeah, so that's probably going to be the first video, is an unboxing of that on the main channel. And then from there, many more new adventures. I've just been looking at places around here, and it excites me at the places that I'll be visiting with you guys and with other people. So it'll be great fun. All right, well, I will see you on the next one. I'm really never sure on how to close videos. If you want to leave some ways to close my videos in the comments, please do. I'll appreciate that, and I'll use them in future videos. All right. Bye for now.